Hello friends, today we'll discuss the next topic in basic electrical and electronics engineering under the unit number 1. Topic is the energy sources. Earlier we have discussed about the various energy sources like current source, voltage source, independent. We have discussed about what is the independent ideal current, voltage source and practical voltage source. What are the differences between ideal and practical voltage source? Today we'll discuss the independent ideal current source and practical current source. Ideal current source in ideal current source uh, or constant current source will have a constant value of the current. It can supply the same amount of the current to any connected load. Uh, Either voltage across that terminal is zero or infinite. An ideal current source has an infinite internal resistance. Therefore, it supplies the same amount of current to any connected load across its terminal. If this is a 2 ampere ideal current source, then it will keep on supplying 2 ampere current irrespective of the load connected across its terminal. Either it is of 10 ohm or it is of 100 ohm. The current of amount will have a 2 ampere, means the load voltage can change, but the load current will same for the ideal current source. As in case of the ideal voltage source, the voltage across terminal will same, and the current can change. It is very important factor to remember that for ideal current source, the current value of current flowing through the terminal will be keep on constant. It will not going to change. This is a symbol of the ideal current source. Uh, Since an ideal current source supplies the same current regardless of the value of resistance connected across its terminal, it is clear that the terminal voltage V of the current source will depend upon the value of load resistance. Means if 100 ohm, then it is 200 volt. It is a 10 ohm, then it is a 20 volt. The voltage across terminal can change, but the current will have the same value. Uh, as we have discussed earlier, we can go through this one. If we use a 100 ohm resistance, the voltage will 200. If you use the 10 ohm resistance, the voltage across terminal will be 20 volt. But the current flowing through terminal will same. As we have seen for the uh, ideal independent uh, current source, the value of internal resistance should be infinite, so that no current can leak or pass through this path. The total current should flow from this to load. Whereas for the practical current source or non-ideal current source, there will be a finite high value of the resistance that should be connected in parallel to the ideal current source. Therefore, the load current IL will change. The value of load resistance RL changes. The real value, the real current source can be represented by an ideal current source in parallel with the high value internal resistance RINT. The IL that should be constant for a uh, ideal current source will keep on changing its value depending upon the load connected across its terminals. As the voltage across the load that is connected in the ideal current source, the the change in current will be more severe. Like for ideal current source, the value of IL will be constant throughout the range of terminal voltage of the load. But in case of practical current source, the terminal voltage of the load changes. There is a decrement in the load current that is supplied from the source. Note that the load current IL is less than that it would be if current source were ideal, as the internal resistance of the real or non-ideal or practical current source will be greater and approaches toward the infinity, then the practical current source will becomes to an ideal one. Next point to remember is that the current source in parallel uh, can be added with the algebraic rule. And in this way, if two current sources are supplying current in the same direction, their equivalent current source supplies current equal to the sum of both individual sources. Similarly, if two current sources are supplying current in the opposite direction, their equivalent current source supplies in a current equal to the difference of currents of two sources. Uh, Therefore, it is very important that current source of different current ratings are not connected in series. We cannot connect the two different current source, ideal one, in series, because according to the rule, the in series current should be same. But these are two different rating current source, hence they cannot be connected in series. Similarly, two voltage sources with the different voltage ratings cannot be connected in parallel. Like 10 volt cannot be connected in parallel with the 5 volt, because 10, because for the ideal voltage source the terminal voltage should be same. So this source tries to make the voltage across AB terminal 10 volt, and this tries to 5 volt. So this 5 volt is cannot be equal to 10 volt, hence this cannot be a practical situation. So no ideal sources should be connected in parallel for the voltage source, and no two current sources of different rating can be connected in series for an ideal current source. So next things will be discussed in the next topic on the next day. Thank you.